In 2017, more youth died from gun violence than law enforcement officials or military officials combined. With that being said, while it's important to hold our community officials accountable, I also believe that it's important that we hold each other accountable for the issues that are happening in our community right now as we speak, because our lives depend on it. Never let anyone convince you that the fate of your community is a lost cause, and never let anyone convince you that the violence that you see in your community is inevitable, because violence is always preventable.
We had a very violent weekend, but I want to start out by saying my heart goes out to those families of those lives who were lost. And as we discuss violence, and we really want to hear from you, young people, because I personally believe you have the answer. You have many of the answers that we need. I think, number one, it starts with prayer. I think we're dealing with some spiritual battles. And how many of you believe in God? Just raise your hand. Amen. I think it starts there. And then we can go from there. We have a heart issue. Everybody says we have a gun violence issue, and that's certainly true. But I think the deeper issue is we have a heart issue that needs to be addressed in our city. And we can only solve it when each of us does all that we can where we are.
Pastor Hampton talked about, and Deputy Mayor Hampton talked about the violence that we had this weekend. I want to thank you, young people, for being here. As a police chief and as a city and as city leaders, as you go through a weekend like that, it's hard to wake up in the morning. But you come to things like this and you get rejuvenated by the power that's in this room, by the willingness of those that educate you, those leaders.
How many of you young people in here today know someone or in your family have been affected by gun violence? Would you slip your hands up? You see, it can happen to anyone, and no one is immune from it. So it affects all of us. So we need to come up with solutions. There's an old cliche that says you're either part of the problem or part of the solution. And we believe that we have brought the solution into this room today. We just need to hear from you.